distracted.
Hi everyone.
Hello. Sorry, this is not the one that we've scheduled because we really wanted to be able to do this as a live stream that was horizontal.
Yeah. So it's kind of difficult to get that all set up. So we don't have anybody on yet, but for those of you who are watching this after the event, we'll go over this as soon as we do have somebody on. Great. So
Yay, hi. You're the first person.
Yay.
Yeah.
We are currently about a couple of hours or so outside of Charleston. We left Fort Pierce and we went directly to Charleston. We were going to go up to St. Augustine first and then cross, but it was actually Heidi's idea. What if we just jumped in and hit the stream and went? And so I ran all the stuff, and sure enough, it looked like it was going to work out. We had a really good day, so we left yesterday morning really early at about 6 a.m. We had wheels up at 6 a.m. We were literally off the dock and moving at 6 a.m. And we've been sailing ever since. It is currently, what time is it? It's 1 o'clock the next day, so Tuesday, Wednesday.
Sailing is a motor sailing?
Yeah, so we sailed quite a bit. We motor sailed the whole way. We wanted to make sure we made good time. We were got in the Gulf Stream. We got, 3 or 4 knots of current, so we were booking. We were doing 11 knots most of the time, which was
That
great.
was 12.
Yeah.
It was crazy. We had a couple of shore support, and they're like, man, you guys are off.
You guys are moving.
Yeah.
So
That stream is great when it's going in the direction of your favor.
yeah, the way you want it to
Yeah.
go. That's right. That's not good. So.
But he was definitely a little bit turbulent. There's no doubt.
It was a little rough at the beginning.
Yeah.
It was. There's a lot of salt on the boat. But yeah, it was a little rough
Yeah.
right out of the gate. We knew it was going to be, and it was going to calm down. And right now, here, check this out. It's that's what it looks like out there right now. It's very mellow, very chill, pretty out as well. So you can see some tankers off there in the distance. There's 4 of them. They're all anchored out there. So we just need to go. Are there 5? Oh yeah, there's a 5th one way out there too. So we just need to go in front of them, and this is what, it's kind of hard to see, but this is what our course looks like. So we just have a little ways to go. There's our little arrow, and we're going into Charleston. Currently, we don't have much wind. True wind is only at 4.5 knots, and that's about it. So really, we're making that 7.9. Our speed, though, is pretty good, 9 knots. That's pretty good, 7, 6, 7, all the way up to 9, bouncing around a bit. The engines themselves are running at about 2,200 RPM. So we've got things kind of cooking it a little bit, but biggest desert I've ever seen. It is. It's a desert, but it's very wet.
Yeah.
It's a very wet desert.
Right.
So
we had some exciting things happen yesterday. We caught a fish.
yes. Yep. Jane, we have 2 friends with us.
Yep.
Jane, Dina, and we will introduce them in a minute. Jay caught a big 41-inch wahoo.
Yep.
Woohoo! So yeah,
We might get that tonight.
Yeah, so that's pretty nice. We have wahoo steaks
Yeah.
from that big guy,
Yeah.
and that worked really well. We were just trolling, and it worked. So
We couldn't find our alcohol to fill in the gills, so we ended up with regular, like Chardonnay or something, and it didn't really work. So it could be an interesting tasting fish, but
it'll
we
be fine.
finally found the alcohol. So yeah.
Other than that, it's been pretty much a quiet time. We had a few obstacles to sail and move around, but
Well, we found out our battery's not working.
oh right, the generator's not working. So in the trials and tribulations of the generator, that stupid thing. The starter battery for the generator's not doing well, and it could be that the battery's bad, or it could be that the charging circuit in the generator itself is not working. So from what I understand, the generator always only produces AC, and it doesn't have an alternator on it, so it can't charge its own battery natively. So they put this small little rectifier in there that produces a small 12-volt charge, and that they hook up to the battery, and that's supposed to, in theory, charge the battery. So that could be bad, or it just could be that the battery is bad. But we don't really need the generator right now. It's not critical. So, but
It's not critical.
something I
but
need to do when I get there.
It'd be nice to have air conditioning.
Well, it would, but when we get there, we'll have a bunch of air cars. We'll be fine with that. So,
Yeah, we're trying to keep Zeke from overheating.
yeah, the kitties didn't do great. Ozzy is fine, but Zeke's, the big orange kitty, didn't do too well. He got kind of car sick,
Or sick.
boat sick, I suppose, or seasick or whatever. He got town sick, and we had to add a little more medication.
Yeah, I gave him a little bit because I know he gets sick.
Yeah, yep. We put him outside.
Sometimes they're really good at hiding it, so you don't know that if you don't get it. And so once I finally made him swallow the second one after that, he was like, not all done yet.
Yeah.
So it's been pretty amazing medication for surface.
So why don't you take this and go interview?
Are they? Oh,
So
gotcha. Yeah, I'm
Yay.
going to turn this around and you're going to meet our crew. One more. I don't know why. Yeah, okay. All right, crew. You have to say hi to the camera.
Hi.
Hello. Well, I have Dina on the right. Jay is on the left. Jay is the one that managed to get a wahoo yesterday.
Yes.
It was exciting. Great. So let's talk about this trip. What were your expectations? How have things been going for you guys? Like, was it everything you expected, or was there some surprises?
Well, we were promised dolphins.
Oh.
100% guarantee money back.
That trip's not over yet, though.
So, TikTok dolphins. No, seriously, it's been amazing. I don't know. We got to sail. We got to sail at night and saw the Milky Way. We saw apparently
rocket.
a rocket launch.
Yeah, we did last
burn
night.
Out of one. I don't know. It's weird. Or it was an alien. We don't know.
Yep.
What else? Yeah.
Yeah, like the sailing at night was a new thing, new experience for me. So that was really fantastic. It was interesting to have the sails up, checking airspeed constantly, and then like it was a lot easier to see the other sailboats in the area. So that was, they're just lit up and you know where they are. So that was fantastic.
And the first time for you to be in the Gulf Stream
Gulf
is what?
Stream. I was just
Yeah.
gonna
That was
say
also
that.
a fantastic.
Yeah,
Right.
when the depth went to 2,000 feet, that was super cool.
Yeah.
I was a little nervous before we left. I was like, I don't know, being out from shore and whatever, but I mean, once we came out, it's been fabulous.
Cool.
Like getting
Great.
out of the marina yesterday. Like Brandy made it look so easy. We just glided out and it was beautiful and smooth, and we just boom, out we went. It was
That's
really
awesome.
cool.
That's great.
And I actually enjoyed the breath thing yesterday when we were flying really fast. That was fun. It was fun. Catching all the wind and bouncy, that was really fun.
Yep. So they got the true experience for sure.
Thank you, honey, Brandy. This has been fabulous.
All right.
Highly recommend.
Okay. So,
All right.
uh-oh. Your camera.
We forgot to show off our shirts.
Oh, gotcha. Woo! Heidi and Brandy sailing. That's great. That's awesome. Yay. So, how has this trip been for you compared to other trips?
It's been fine. I mean, we spent a lot of time trying to work this weather window, and then also with everyone's schedules and things too. But I think we did pretty well. We, for the first time, contacted Chris Parker and had him do a professional route for us,
Yeah, that was great.
and that was great. He sent us a bunch of emails and stuff, and we talked to him on the phone, and he gave us our the blessing that his
The
blessing.
window that we chose.
Yeah, the window we chose.
Yeah.
And we did have several bailout places. We would go to Canaveral if it was really, really bad, or we would duck into
Augustine.
Augustine or
Yeah.
even Ferdinanda
Yeah,
if we
Ferdinand.
had to.
Yeah.
But I knew it was going to be crunchy up front. It was going to be kind of a not so much fun up front, and then later it was going to just progressively get nicer and nicer. And that's been the case. The wind died down to almost nothing overnight and this morning, and it's starting to build back up a little bit. We have 5 knots
Yeah.
6 knots of true wind, and we have 9 knots of apparent, but it's still pretty tight because we're flipping it, so we're pulling our apparent wind forward quite a bit. So it's just not that much true wind, unfortunately. So sailing's been a little lackluster, but we did get the sails up and down. We have the main up and took it down in the middle of the night. We threw up a reef. We actually put it up with the first reef in just to be safe, and it was great. So it's all great experiences. It's been a good trip. It really has. So I wish the generator didn't get messed up, but that's just more fun to do, more fun stuff to do. So we'll do that. No big deal. We're gonna run it. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
And we are close enough now for the radio to go off continuously, so that's what's going on there.
Right, exactly.
So,
Cool.
yeah. So that's about it. There isn't a lot else to really cover, I don't think. It's been kind of an uneventful trip so far.
Yeah.
Around here somewhere.
We actually like boring.
Yeah.
We would
boring
rather
good.
boring would be good, right?
Yeah, because these are passages, you know, and when you do a passage, I don't want a lot of surprises. I don't want a lot of crazy. You're already tired. It's already goofy. And if anything does go wrong, you don't want to layer it on a bunch of stuff like, oh, that weather one will be fine, or, oh, well, we're just going to sail through all of this. And, you know, we picked the waves are pretty big, but, you know, it was a good sailing thing, and then everybody's sick because the waves are big. Didn't want that either. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we did pretty good planning this.
Yeah.
And then from here, we are going to be going up to. We just need to get up into the mouth of the Chesapeake. Really, we're looking at taking some patrons aboard, which would be great. It would be great to have other people and new experienced people on board. We might stop at Beaufort. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. We've never been there yet.
Never been there. We'll see. Might make the trip a little bit less schleppy.
Schleppy.
Yeah, because
I like that word, schleppy.
once we leave and go around Hatters, we can't stop until we get up to, you know, Little Creek, Norfolk, Cape Charles. We have to go. We can't stop. So there's no place for us to duck in. So you kind of have to, you know, you're in for a penny, in for a pound. You got to pick your weather window really, really well. And it's great to have extra crew because it is a long trip.
Yeah, I think that really helped last night in particular. I'm gonna
Yeah,
turn
it really
around.
did. We did 3-hour
Okay.
shifts. All right. Did we do 3-hour shifts? Is that what we did?
Yes, we did 3-hour shifts. It started with the shift around sunset.
Oh,
So 8 to 11.
8 to 11 was Tina and Heidi, and then, yeah.
11 to 5.
Yep.
And everybody got a chance to take a little couple-hour nap.
Yep. In between, and I did, and it was great. Partook of the nappage. It's great. You get to eat a little something and a nappy boo, and then you're back up and back in your home. And,
I feel relatively well rested.
yeah, I'm not too bad. Honestly, I'll sleep well tonight, but
Yeah.
it'd be nice to get a shower too.
Right.
The boat is covered in salt for sure. I'm gonna have to wash the whole thing down this afternoon if we have time, or tomorrow morning, one or two. But yeah, it's pretty salty for sure. We had a lot of work done when we were at Fort Pierce, and we were kind of worried about a lot of the
We
stuff.
were.
We were out of the water for 2 weeks,
Yeah.
but so far so good. Everything seems to be doing its thing. I did find a little bit of water in the starboard engine bay for the following seas, and I've got to figure that out. I think I'm going to have to do Heidi hipping with a hose at some point. I got to figure out where the water's coming in. There's no water for sit, so it's not below the water line. Whatever it is, it's above the water line. It's coming in, and there's a cleat and a handle and a few other things there. But I pulled all those and resealed them, so I'm a little curious as to where the water's coming from.
Well, if you want, since our viewers haven't seen anything about being on the hard, why don't you fill in on what we did?
Oh, yeah. So
Yeah.
what do we do on the hard? Well,
Yeah.
we had several things we wanted to do, but probably the biggest and most important was that we needed to get the bottom paint done on the boat. It was just horrible. It was gone. It was just white in so many places. So that was the first big project. Let's see. The second big thing was we wanted to service the sail drive since you're out of the water. Get all that done. Yes, I wanted to work on the emergency hatches, and I did the one on the starboard side. I actually pulled it out of the boat and rebed it and put it back in, and it's dry as a bone, which is great. Now the one on the port side, unfortunately, I didn't do that because it was so hard to get the one on the starboard out. I figured it was fine. Now I'm going to have to pull the one on the port side. And that's something you could technically do in a very, very, very calm marina. Ours are up high enough to where there's probably about a foot between it and the water level. And if you worked carefully, you could probably do it. But it would be a lot easier if it's on the hard. And so I think I've got a little rag down there, and I think you just lay it down to the base. It's only weeds. It's just damp, really, more than anything else. So I think we're fine there.
Right. And we had another hatch issue that we discovered while we were on the hard. We had several torrential rainstorms while we were there.
Oh, right.
And one of them, we thought we had a hatch latch, but it wasn't. And we ended up with a bunch of water in the bilge area, but also it managed to hit the computer that I edited on.
Yeah, so
It
that
caused
wasn't
all
good.
sorts of problems. It's another reason why we didn't get a video out. But,
You did get it fixed.
I got it fixed.
Yeah, got it
And-
dried out, got it fixed, and it is running now, which is great.
Yeah.
But it was a little touch
So
and go there.
then we made sure that the hatch was latched, and then Frank was power washing, and it started to leak again. So that's definitely one thing we need to fix.
Yep.
So the
yeah.
singular rule.
Yeah. No, it's fine. It's a smaller hatch. It will
Yeah.
take but a few hours to actually pull it out and revet it.
Yeah.
I've kind of got it down to a science at this point. So,
That was
yeah.
unexpected about this part. We had two other unexpected things happen. We had some osmotic
Blisters.
on,
Yeah, on the-
one keel.
one side of
into-
one keel. I mean, the port keel, we had osmotic blisters, and that was a real big bummer. There were 75 of them, so they all had to be ground out. That kind of put a halt on things. Oh, it wasn't starboard. You're right. I think the boat was backwards. That's it.
Starboard
Right,
side.
Starboard side.
And then, but we do have a problem with the port side keel as well.
Yeah.
And after doing some investigation, it looks like it could have actually happened at manufacturing.
So what we had was the port keel was when they lifted the boat up the night before they're going to put us in the water. We lifted the boat up and put it in the sling, and the boat had been sitting on wooden planks, or at least the keels had been sitting on wooden planks. And as soon as they did, water was dripping out of that port keel in the front of it. So drip, 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 drip. And I was thinking, oh, it might be a little bit of water under there because it got trapped. It wouldn't stop, it wouldn't stop, it wouldn't stop, and all of a sudden it was like, oh my God, we got to go in the water tomorrow.
Yeah, we were. It changed our time.
Yeah, this huge kerfuffle. So we ended up staying an extra day on the hard, and we drilled out 5 holes in the bottom of the keel and ran a blow dryer in there to blow the water out. There wasn't but about 2 or 3 cups of water. It wasn't all that much. In other
Seems
words,
like
the
a
whole
lot,
keel wasn't
but
full. But the whole keel wasn't full. That would have been gallons. So it wasn't, water wasn't coming in or air wasn't escaping from the top. It was just weeping in from the bottom somehow. Very weird. So we had Maddie, who's actually Ty and Kim's daughter
From Dauntless.
from
right?
Dauntless. Maddie worked on that. She actually worked on the blisters as well. She lives with her folks on the boat, and she's in Fort Pierce. So she's got a lot of experience doing fiberglass and things, you can imagine. And so she came out, and we tried to seal it when it was wet, and it wouldn't seal. We tried and tried and tried, and then we drilled those holes, got the water out, but it was still wet. And then I had the idea, what if we had, since we're still in the sling, what if they just fired up the lift and just put us stern down a little bit, lift the bow up a little bit. So they did. They lifted it up about 2 feet, 1.5 at least. And then it stopped, and it dried out. And so then we could go in and epoxy it, fill it. We filled all the 5 holes, and then epoxy, then chop strand, then more epoxy, then clear epoxy, then glass, and then peel ply. And that's what we got under there. So we did kind of kick it down the road, right? So it's a job I think we need to do on both keels.
Right.
We need to drill them out, make sure they're
A
totally
future
dry.
video at some point.
But
Yeah.
Mads from Sail Life did a video on that for a Helia 44. If you want to see what's inside the keels, it's not pretty.
No.
So
Ours probably look just the same.
oh, I'm sure they're exactly the same. But tis what it is, and we'll get that done later. But for now, the keels aren't leaking, which is great. Now, the keels on this boat, it's important to understand that they're not part of the hull. They're breakaway keels. They're completely sacrificial, and they sit up in like a hump that runs all the way down the hulls, so that they can be pulled out. And if they got ripped off, like underwater, it still wouldn't. The boat would still not have any water egress. So it's not super scary to have water in the keels. It's just, of course, you don't want water in the keels, and you don't want to be dragging all that water all over, and it's going to rot out eventually. So we'll get it sorted.
It already.
Yeah, I know. We'll get it. The water that came out was super stinky.
Yeah.
Oh my God, was it smell? It was all black and guys filled with anaerobic bacteria. It was horrible.
But we did figure out something else during that whole process, and that is we have a crash kit, and in the crash kit we have some stuff for like
Just that.
underwater kind
repairs.
of repairs, and it doesn't work.
None of it worked.
And even like the best of the best didn't work.
No.
So I'm sorry to say, for those of you who have crash kits, the underwater stuff doesn't work.
Yeah,
So,
but
I
you
know.
know, there was a boat on the hard, a little bit, just a little ways down from us. A guy by the name of Holt, and you probably saw the video. His was the boat that got trounced in Lauderdale by the tornado,
Right, yeah.
and it's missing its mast, and it was just demasted. It was a mess. The whole boat was a mess, and he had a really bad leak right then from that accident. And what he used was several cans of expanding foam. And I thought that's brilliant because the water can't push against it. The foam is expanding and pushing against the wall. So he now keeps that in his crash kit, and I think that's an excellent idea. Get it at Home Depot. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be pretty. Just something you can pour a crap ton of this expanding foam into, cover it up, and just let it expand and seal in the leak. And you can go back and deal with it later. And that's what he did.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing to do.
Yeah, it was a
So
great
we're-
idea.
We're going to have to update our crash kit.
Yeah, we're gonna, live and learn. So, all right. Well, that's about anything else.
No, I don't think so. We will, we're going to stay in Charleston for about a week, I think, week to 10 days. And then we will be northbound. We're going to make our way up to Annapolis, and we should be there kind of late June-ish.
Yeah,
Yes.
third week of June, something like that. Maybe something like that.
Yeah, and then we get
And then we start the battery project. Woohoo!
Battery
So,
project,
a bunch of
yeah.
work coming up on the boat. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Actually, I think it's gonna be great.
I'm really looking forward to the batteries.
Yeah, I think it's gonna
There'll
be
be a
great.
lot of nice changes
Yeah.
that go in.
Yeah, it'll make this boat a proper cruising boat.
Right.
Right?
We'll actually go to the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, thanks for tuning in.
Yep,
And
thank you
if
so
you're
much.
tuning in later, please feel free to comment. We read all comments. We answer comments.
Yep, we do.
And we will do our best. I don't know if we're going to have another video come out this weekend. Possibly. We know
Yeah, we
that
just
we're-
have a lot
we're
going on,
behind.
so I know we're behind.
So, we're always behind. But we'll catch you guys up.
Yep, we
Promise.
will. All right. Well, everybody have a great afternoon. And we have to get this boat into Charleston and get it docked. And it'll be kind of interesting. We'll let you know. We're trying a new marina.
Yep.
The Maritime Marina, right? Yeah, it's right much closer to downtown. It's on the other side of the peninsula from the mega dock. And that was Shane who told us about that.
Yep.
So we're looking forward to it. And hi, Blair. So
Yep.
so I think we'll let you know how it goes with the we'll let you know how it goes with this marina. It sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah, we're
So-
looking forward to it.
Maybe our pluses and minuses. People seem to like it though. So
Yep.
and it's very, very close walk to downtown. Where the other one, the mega dock, the safe harbor, is way on the other side. So
I like all the marinas in Charleston, though. I
if you like your rooster hat, there, dear, is our new favorite. It says, what was that? So,
do.
oh, that's your hat, huh? Awesome. Yeah. I need to get my big floppy hat on as well.
Yeah.
So,
Very helpful.
all right.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. And thanks for subscribing if you do.
And as always, safe
travels.
safe travels.
Bye.
See ya.